then how should we approach history or even historical figures in a way that's far more healthy?
Well, I think that there are similar excesses on both the political and cultural left and right, in the sense that there are a lot of people, increasing numbers of people, especially in the social media realm, who come to history, the American past in particular, with a particular ideological agenda that drives the interpretation, sort of regardless of the evidence. And that's just bad history, kind of 101. I mean, this is not the right way to start. And so if you're on the left these days, there tends to be this sort of cancel culture impulse where we say, well, if someone was a slave owner or something like that, then they should be dispensed with and statues destroyed and that kind of thing. And then on the right, you tend to have the other extreme of a kind of civil religious approach where, somehow these people almost take on a kind of quasi-religious role in your historical memory where you just can't stand the idea that they would be deeply problematic characters in their own time and place. And so the temptation and the worst excesses of that is to cover up or excuse or to act as if things did not happen. And both of those, I think, are wrong-headed approaches. And since the cancel culture bit is a kind of the most current version of this, I think that my view on flawed historical people, which is everyone who has ever lived except for a certain carpenter's son from Nazareth. I mean, we need to, be as candid and transparent about things that people like Jefferson did that were, wrong, not just mistakes, but sinful in Christian categories. But not to use that observation of this person's flaws to tout our own virtue and morality, but instead to be humbled by, what culture does to people, that it corrupts, it gets you to do things that certainly in retrospect seem appalling and even evil, but that we also just have huge capacity for inconsistent behavior even in our own time, and so that especially the more power we have, we seem to be prone to abusing that power for our own ends, which I think syncs up very well with Reformed theological conclusions about the nature of humankind. But we should not criticize in order to tout our own consistency, our own ethics, our own virtue,